Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to the Big Sunday Show. At the moment, you've got me, Des the Enforcer, you've got Richard, and we have Mark, and hopefully some more will join us in a bit. So, good evening, guys. Let's start with you, Richard. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. We've just watched along and straight onto it, and looking forward to it.
Mark, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. Really positive and quite good. Despite the result today slightly, but with that, we'll break it down, no doubt, and we'll go to PSV. But like Richard, I'm very good, bro. I'm happy.
Good. Right, so Man United, Arsenal. It's the old war, isn't it? It's the old, it's one of the big ones in the league, really. Just as you say, wasn't the result we were expecting, was it?
No.
So, go on then, Richard. I'll tell you what. Give us your breakdown of the match and your thoughts, mate.
I think it's a very stereotypical game for us, where a team has a low block and we huff and puff to blow them to get the goals, and then they hit us with FS shot on target, and then we struggle to get back into the game. But I mean, we scored, we got the result. I would have liked it to be a win, but we'll take the draw and move on.
Okay, Mark, what's your thoughts, bro?
My thoughts are that Arsenal absolutely dominated the first half. They made them look like Stevenage. The positions don't lie in the league, and Arsenal displayed that. But the obvious thing there is no striker and nobody to put the ball in the back of the net. As I said, as I came on for the player ratings at the back of the Man United game, I frustrated Odegaard. I don't think that he has to drop so deep all the time, and also think that our wingers should be further up the field. They don't have to defend against teams like this. Man United are shit, and yeah, that was it. So yeah, it's an interesting day, but the Premier League's over. The only I'm probably at a stage where I want top four. At this moment in time. Well, we can't score in the Premier League by the looks of it. We can seem to score in Europe, but can't score in the Premier League. But where we are with that, so that's my worry, bro. That's my worry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my breakdown of it. I felt that we were the first, well, until they scored. So the first 42 minutes, 43 minutes, we were smooth. We were doing some lovely passing. We were really attacking. Man United only had two lines. Well, basically, they had two lines of defence, and Xerxes floating around up top, and he wasn't moving around very much either. And we were dominating. We were absolutely dominating. And then Trossard gives that silly free kick away. And the next thing you know, Fernandez has banged it in the back of the net. And Richard, you said something about Raya not being in the right position. Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah. Usually you'd expect the keeper to be sort of central in the goal, and so he can get across to this time. For whatever reason, he stepped a couple of sides to the right, and he was nearer to the right post than the left, and he just didn't get across in time. Had he been in the centre of a goal, I think he gets to it.
Okay, so we go in 1-0 down, which was really undeserved for Man United, to be honest, because they were absolutely dire in the first half. Then we come out in the second half, much the same as the first half, dominated. To be honest, it didn't look like Man United were going to score in the second half at all. They had a few chances, but nothing to shout about. And then, of course, Declan Rice scores an absolute banger from about 17 17 yards out. When I first saw it, I thought it was over 20 yards, but it was only 17 yards. Absolute banger. Onana wouldn't have got there in a month of Sundays, and he pulled it back round for us for a 1-1. Then we had I think it was nearly 20 minutes where we should have gone on to win the game, but we just didn't.
Yeah.
It's easy to point fingers at people for the draw, but we come out of it with a draw and we move on. That's all I can really say about it. Mark, in your opinion, was there any outstanding performances or standout?
Yeah, I thought Timber was absolutely phenomenal, and do you know what? This is his first full season. After his ACL last season, we couldn't really include him within it, and I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Gabriel is solid. Gabriel is just he is my favourite player. The team done brilliantly today. It's just that cover instinct, and then for me, that's the thing that's missing, and that's the only thing that's missing from the side. And you know my feelings on it. I could which we won't touch on tonight, but it's the board and the owners have let my manager down. I thought Arteta was bang on today. He tried to change things up. He tried to make things tick differently. But Declan Rice was phenomenal. Odegaard is frustrating 11 daylights out of me at this moment in time. But if I take a positive, moving into the European competition, and I'm not giving myself cold pyjama, I expect to go out with the side in the way they're playing at this moment in time. But not the way they're playing, sorry, the way that they don't take any chances. They're two different things. This is not the Arsenal of old. This is just a broken Arsenal at this moment in time. But yeah, I love this football club. You guys do, and I'm removed. Simple as that. And I can't wait for the season to be over. To be honest, I'm at that. I'm getting to that stage. I'm really getting to that stage. But will things change?
I understand where you're coming from, mate, because at the end of the day, it's as you say, the league is gone now. I think Richard would agree as well. The league is gone.
Yeah, it was gone once we didn't with the West Ham and the Notts Forest results.
Yeah, and I think we said it in the watch along, but I'll reiterate: we basically need as many points now just to keep top four.
I think that's where we are. And I think Arsenal fans are taking their eyes off the ball. And what they're going to do if we drop out the top four, I'll be top 5 this season if we're being realistic. Top 5 in the Premier League, we'll get Champions League football. And I do you know what? I didn't want to do it on your watch long, guys, because that was unfair. There's part of me that wants us to drop out the top 5. Because I want the protests to start against these owners. I'm not forgiving them for what they've done, bro. We're 2 points off of Manchester City. Arteta and Wenger are shielding these fucking owners. Emery is the only manager in between that didn't shield. What happened to him? Sacked. He got sacked.
Yeah.
These guys are over sitting in America smoking fat cigars, having big steaks, thinking life's all rosy, life's all good, while we buy their merch constantly. I'm fed up with it. I still want to support my football club.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to a point where I am just, there'll be no merchandise bought. I will go to Arsenal games, of course I will. I will have a few pints in a different pub. I will buy burgers or any kind of food that's ongoing in a different takeaway or restaurant, whatever that we decide to do. I am not giving these fuckers any more of my money for the tickets that I buy. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, mate.
As long as you don't have curry sauce, eh, Mark?
Oh, yeah, bro, that's only Newcastle.
No,
Curry sauce in London tastes different to Newcastle.
fair enough. All right, I'll take that. Yeah. I mean, today the surprise for me today was Partey. I don't usually jump on the Partey hype train. But today it was as if he was the Arsenal Pele. He couldn't do anything wrong. And yet, what absolutely amazed me, and I can't still work out why, he was taken off. What do you think, Richard?
I think he was looking to change it in attack, and the only way he could do that is he was either taking Royce or Partey off to put Mourinho back and put Trossard up front. But it didn't work, and I thought we lost that dominance.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark? Do you agree with Richard, or have you
Yeah, no, I just totally agree. No much more to add to that, bro.
You haven't got another spin on it or anything like that, no?
No.
Well, is it 2 points dropped or 1 point gained? Mark.
It's 2 points dropped. Was again that we absolutely dominated it. Listen, guys, seriously, if you take the game for what it is and watch it back, Arsenal have never dominated Manchester United like they did today. Never. We're missing one ingredient.
I know you're going to say. You're going to say striker, aren't you?
Yeah, and that is it. So everything else was absolutely beautiful the way that we played today. Absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So I don't I'm not going to lose my head over it. I've known this. I've known this since last summer. I've been angry about it. I've been angry in January about it. And tonight I'm not angry. I'm like perfectly calm. And so be it. We knew the issues. We know that teams, even as shit as Man United, could turn up, put this low block in, and cancel Arsenal out in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Last Premier League games, 3 Premier League games, how many goals have we scored? None.
Premier League games, none. Yeah.
Yeah, none. So it's obvious what the issue is.
Hmm.
But the Arsenal fans think that Havertz isn't good enough. Oh, you're missing him now.
Yeah.
Bet you were all sitting on the sidelines thinking, can't wait for Martinelli to get on the pitch, the same guy that you'd be slandering all fucking season.
Mm-hmm.
But you sit back and just blame the manager. It's the manager's fault. It's not KSE. It's not the board. It's not. Honestly, I'm not even deflated. I'm just tired of the same bullshit.
What I don't get, Mark. Sorry, Richard. Did I ask you about the Partey thing? Did I?
Yes, you did.
I did. Okay, I'm just making sure I haven't missed you out on anything, mate.
No.
I was just what I was going to say was right. What I don't understand about this club, and I don't know who to blame for this, and maybe I might learn something here, right? Is that we don't account when we're in the transfer window, or we don't account for injuries. What injuries might happen is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, we bring in Kai Havertz. He's doing okay, but now he's got a long-term injury, and we're up the creek with very small paddles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the guys that are trying to step in to make up for the shortfall, I mean, we have to take Trossard as an example. I mean, today, in all fairness, he tried, but he couldn't hit a barn door from 50 feet.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So why as a club, I mean, we will go on to the PSV thing in a minute, but we're kind of
we need to go on to PSV because it is flat, but
yeah. Why as a club though do we not think people are we buy players as if they'll never get injured?
We were lucky last season with injuries, massively lucky, last season with injuries, and Liverpool were having the same luck this season. Next season, I'm pretty sure they won't. But well, maybe they will because they're not under any pressure whatsoever, and we're like fucking 8th of March. So maybe that won't happen. But where I see the issue is January. I didn't want to go out and buy an Ollie Watkins. I would have took him. But it's a short-term fix with no long-term gain. So I understand the club for not doing that.
Yeah.
But I cannot excuse them for not doing that last summer. Going out and buying that fucking striker that we needed. And the Cronkies get excused from it. It's everyone else's fault. No, sorry, not everyone else's fault. The guy that fixes the pitch is not his fault.
No.
The guy that's the female or male that's in the canteen, it's not her fault.
Yep.
It's Arteta's fault.
I know where you're coming from.
It's always Arteta's fault. So that's where I'm at. Is like I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be flat.
Yeah, I know.
I am just, bro. Honestly, we are in a top 4 race right now at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And see when we fall down, this is why I'm probably flat. It's not today's result. Why I'm flat. I'm going to have to try and defend Arteta.
Yeah.
I am going to have to try to defend Arteta because people are so naive, fucking stupid of what's going on at our football club. And they play Football Manager. And that is where my frustration lands.
Well, let's put it this way, mate, right? Okay, I totally understand where you're coming from. But there are Arsenal fans who, let's just say it as it is. There are Arsenal fans that say the buck stops with Arteta. There are Arsenal fans that say the buck stops with KSE.
I don't hear many of them say KSE, and that's the bit where I'm disappointed.
I would agree because for me, I mean, from my point of view,
could get.
Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say if we could go and get rid of Arteta tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nothing will change.
Yeah.
Nothing will change.
No.
And this is where I am frustrated as an Arsenal fan. Nothing will change. Well, but if you're okay with that, then on you go. Believe the narratives that people are telling you online. Go and believe it.
I mean, mate, end of the day as well, for me, the buck stops at KSE. Yeah.
Of course it does.
Right. But of course, there's also the fans, and I'm sure this is the same with every club. There's also the fans that could run the club better than anybody could, or they could manage the club better than anybody could. Yeah. But when push comes to shove, they're not the ones doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Des, see if I could put this in perspective so people could actually fucking listen and hear me. See, if I employed you as the manager of my business, and you striked 5 or 6 times, I mean, the weakness, disciplinary issues. If I keep you in the job, whose fault is that? Mine or yours?
It's yours.
And that's where I stand on KSE.
No, I get it.
If Arteta is the wrong person, it's KSE. Yeah. If Arteta has too much power at the football club, it's on KSE. If the board are not sufficient enough to do their fucking job, that's on KSE.
Well, KSE and the board, isn't it?
Absolutely. Get them out of my football club, bro. Honestly, I love this football club, and there's millions of us. I'm not talking 60,000 to go to the stadium every week. There is fucking millions of us that love this football club.
Yeah.
These guys done this. I am repeating myself. This is not a reaction to Man United 1-1. I don't give a fuck. I didn't lose. The league's over. What do I have to care about?
Well, I'm just looking at the league table now, mate, saying about the league's over. We've got a game in hand on Liverpool. Not that this matters, but I'm just giving, just because for the listeners, mate, and the people listening, We're 15 points now behind Liverpool. I genuinely believe that's unattainable, right?
Yeah.
I was on a table 2 weeks ago.
We're only, yeah, I know. We're only 4 points ahead of Nottingham Forest, and they went and beat Man City this weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the points after that, Des?
They're 51, and then we've got Chelsea on 49, so they're only 6 behind.
Yep.
And then
we
Man
can't score
City,
in a brothel. So
Man City are 3. Man City are only 8 points behind.
who's sitting in 6th place? How many points are they behind?
Brighton are with 46, so they're only not 9 points behind.
9 points behind, and Blake can score goals.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can. Yeah.
So Arsenal fans, that's where your risk lies. But you're blaming the manager for it. It's all right.
Yeah, because the easiest person to blame is the manager.
Yep.
Because there's no comeback from that, is there? Because
No, exactly.
the manager. Let's be honest, Richard. I'll bring you in a second. Sorry, mate, but the manager.
That's fine. I am listening. So
yeah, the manager is expendable. And that's what a lot of fans forget. They hold on to that expendable thing. Like you say, if you want to get the owners out, right, we have to stop buying the merch, right? We had a right hoo-ha last week about people saying, oh, but you need to do demonstrations. Demonstrations don't work because our owners, right, do not go to the ground regularly enough for it to be effective. Put your banners out. I'm not saying don't put your banners out. Put your banners out. Get it on the TV screens. But do it. Everybody do it. You know, who wants to do it? You know, everybody who wants to do it. But no, they'll just sit, like you say, mate. They're sitting over there across the pond going, that Arsenal. Yeah. I feel like we're having the piss excuse my language, but I feel like we're having the piss taken out of us all the time. And we have done for how long have they been in charge? How long have they been owners?
Full control 2019. But do you know what? And it was actually Paul that pulled this up. Debray, he pulled this up.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing start.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal are in £280 million of debt for the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's also still been added an extra 80 million. Now, Arsenal fans believe that we're debt free. We're not debt free.
Of course
we owe the Cronkies soft loans for this money.
Yeah.
But £80 million has been added onto the debt through consultation fees, etc.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans don't want to hear it and they don't want to see it, and it's the manager's fault.
Yeah.
We are getting run by the Glazers. We are getting run by the Glazers at this moment in time. And you lot don't see it. I want to, honestly, I swear to God, I'll pay for the fucking plane above the Emirates to get KSC out of my football club. I'll pay for it. I want these fuckers gone. I hate American owners. And do you know what? That's maybe racist towards American people. A wanker's a wanker, a prick's a prick. But I fucking hate them. They do not, they run a football club in a narrative way that is just disgusting. And the hang managers out to dry. Go and sack Arteta tomorrow. What good is that going to do Arsenal Football Club?
Well, who's going to come in? No,
you can bring anyone in, it's going to do nothing.
No. But we're delusional, we're arrogant, we're all this, we're all that.
Arteta sexuals.
Well, yeah.
That's the one that gets through at me all the time, and Arteta sexual.
Yeah.
Because they see my football club differently from other people.
Yeah.
No worries. Do you know what? Let's go and bring in our fucking manager in. And then we'll have a podcast and we'll have a conversation. And the same shit will be rinsing time and time again. It's like a washing machine.
We're just going
it
around.
Spins around and around.
Yeah. I mean, Richard, what is your thoughts? Where does the buck lie with you? Is it the manager? Is it the owners? Is it the board and the manager? The board and the owners?
Well, I mean, you've got to criticise the manager when he doesn't get things right, and that's fair enough. But it's not. Arteta doesn't have final say on who we sign. He'll put what he thinks we should go for. and they'll ask the club for it. At the end of the day, they put the money out there. They decide how much they're going to pay.
Right.
So you can you may be blaming for not walking away and saying enough is enough, but I don't know many managers that would walk away.
Yeah, but there's blaming someone and there's absolutely trying to destroy someone. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to Arteta, I mean, I'll be a little bit more specific. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but again, is that down to the press more than?
No, I think it's down to fan. A lot of it is down to fan belief.
But if you look at what Wenger suffered when he first came in, it started with the press, didn't it? And then it until he won the fans over, there was still that sort of thing. And you've got to give Arteta his credit. He's made us hard to beat. He's improved our record against the big teams. And yeah, he makes mistakes, but who doesn't? He's only human.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big point. But end of the day as well, right? It's like this football club is a club. Yeah, it's a club. We're meant to come together and support our club, and we are so. Is divisive the right word? Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Divisive. Sorry, we're so divisive, and I mean, 1 minute we love our club. Well, I'm just speaking general. 1 minute we love our club, and the next minute people want to lynch people up. And to be honest, right? A manager can only do the job he's doing with the tools that he's got. See, and the thing that annoys me is Mark touched on it a minute ago. We're piling £80 million into refurbing the Emirates, yeah, or a larger. I think it's 80 million, or it might be even.
No, it's just 300 million, mate.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 300 million. I thought we'd already. What it was, mate. I thought we'd already spent the 300 million on it, and we're just building it up. Do you know what I mean?
It's now 300 million for
300 million. The question is, are we Old Trafford? Is Emirates falling apart?
It does need a revamp. I don't know if it needs.
Yeah, but does it need it? Does it need it right now?
There.
Because that's 300 million, right? That you want to pile into the ground, yeah? Because you want to look like Tottenham's stadium, or you want to look like Everton's new stadium, right? The priority is totally wrong, because it should be being spent on players. We need players.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm sorry.
I suppose they've got. I'm not sure what that 300 million's come from, and now
because it's upgrade the tube systems. There's a tube. I don't know off the top of my head, but there is a tube pretty close to Arsenal that is totally closed in. So I guess.
Is that Holborn? Is it Holborn?
It could be.
Yeah, but that should be.
Because that one never opens on match day, does
so
it?
The infrastructure at the football club is probably to upgrade that in a way that more fans could come in, etc. But it's to take our match day revenue from 4.18 million up to 5.8 million, and that's what these owners are interested in.
Yeah, but then we still won't. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make, fellas, right, is we still won't spend it on players.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the thing is as well, right? Okay, to me, and this is just my opinion, and the chat can come at me if they want to. I don't care, right? The government should be sorting out an underground station, right, or a station. Yeah, not up to the club. Yeah, make a donation, fair enough, to help out because it's in your area, in your catchment area. Yeah, but that's down to the government. And the thing is, right, what would you rather have? And I'm going to simplify it, right, guys? I'm going to absolutely simplify it. Would you rather have a comfy seat, or would you have a striker that we need right now, or any position that we need right now? What would you rather have, a comfy seat or the player that you need in that position?
I want the trophies.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. But to get trophies, you need good players. You see what I'm saying, Mark?
And I mean, I think if you can get the players in that you will push you that extra step, then you go for that. But it's whether you can get the players that can push you that extra step. You've got to remember next season these teams that we're competing with will reinvest again. So we're going to have to
but you always
do double what we
but
already
Richard,
done.
you always need to improve. You always need to improve, right? And Mark, you want trophies, and I understand that. I want trophies. Richard wants trophies. Everybody listening wants trophies. Yeah. The question I'm asking, Mark, is this: to come back at you, but not in a. I'm don't mean in a negative way. Yeah. Do the owners want trophies? Because it doesn't feel like it.
They've already said that. I'm not here to win silverware. They've already said that. It's an open thing they've said. We are not here to win silverware.
Well, part of the cog, part of the system, and part of the cog, and part of the machine, right? That is Arsenal, is severely missing. If your owners don't want to win trophies,
Exactly. 100%. But the manager will get the blame every fucking time. And do you know what? I'll tell you, I'll leave Arsenal one day. See when he leaves.
Yeah.
He's going to be a very successful manager at a different club.
yeah,
A very successful manager.
I would agree. If he's got the right structure and he's allowed to spend the money when he needs to spend it.
I don't even think that. Do you know something? I don't even think that he. Yeah, he does need the money because he has had to do an overhaul at Arsenal Football Club to get to this elite.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that he, as a young coach, if he goes on to Barcelona, I can see Barcelona under their structure beating Real Madrid under Arteta.
Okay.
I could see it. I could honestly see it.
Okay.
However, people just blame him, and for me, it's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is there's an almost desperation amongst some fans to win, and they see the mistakes he's made. And they look at the early part of the season and they think, well, if he and you see the games like we had against PSG, and they think, well, if you allow the team to play like you're going to win every match, and it's not quite as simple as that all the time.
Yeah, but we are known. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? We are known as a big club, are we not?
Or Big Six.
Okay.
Yeah.
You both accept that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, as a big club, why are we standing still? We shouldn't be having transfer windows like we've had recently. Yeah. We are, let's say it with chest out. We are the Arsenal. We are a big club.
100%.
So that's what I just. I know I'm simplifying it, guys, but I don't.
No, you're not. Do you know what? You're bang on. It's unacceptable.
It is.
And
It is.
And the bit where I'm like majorly pissed off at it.
There's a saying in the UK, yeah, you have to speculate to accumulate.
Yeah.
And it's the same with football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think part of the problem? Let me throw a spanner in, right, or something to take it a different direction. Not only is it the owner's fault, right? But let me ask you this. I don't mind who comes in first because there's only three of us, right? Is money ruining Arsenal Football Club? What I mean by that is what we're paying players, what we're paying agents. Do you see where I'm coming from? Yeah?
No, it's not at all. Arsenal have the second lowest in the Premier League wage to revenue percentage.
Okay,
53%.
I didn't know that, but thank you. Appreciate it.
53%. So that tells me that it's nothing against that. It's such a small squad, and let's be realistic. Most teams have 25-player squad. We have 19. We have 19, and half of them are fucking out.
And quite a few of them are kids. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So you do have that, and I'll never change my thinking. See, under American owners, so I'm not just using KSE. I'll use Glaziers as well.
Yeah.
See when the breakaway was trying to get to the top six. Sorry, the Super League.
Yeah.
Top six trying to go to Super League. What you had was they wanted to do it because they wanted a guaranteed income. So there was no relegation, no promotion. They would dominate the Champions League, all the money that came from that. And that was their thinking moving forward to get away from UEFA. And that is the forefront of their mind. I got an email this week from Arsenal telling me that I've got a better chance in the ballot system to renew my membership. Better chance in the ballot system, because what they're doing is they're increasing the season ticket holders' prices, but they're going to cut off the cup games away from them. And what that actually means, the definition of that, or my thinking at least, is going back to someone going to the stadium paying £40, £43, whatever, for a ticket for one game.
Yeah.
And who goes regular. They're not going to spend loads of money. However, when you've got supply and demand, and the demand from overseas fans and people who can't go to the game, if they get a ticket and they win one on the ballot, they're pinging their credit card like there's no tomorrow, and they're going to put their spend per head up to over £400. And
Yeah, you got.
and this is the route that these owners are going down. Now, players are moaning about the games and minutes that they're playing, but they demand high wages. Something has to give there.
Well, you're talking about how. Sorry, Richard. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of things. I mean, it's like me. It cost me for a typical game. I've got to bring my daughter because of my health condition. It's going to cost me 100 to get to a game. It's going to cost me £150 pound, and then the drinks and things on top. So.
But Richard,
it's a lot of money, and then if I'm going to spend that sort of money, I'm going to go in the shop and buy something.
Yeah,
if I see
exactly.
something I
But
like.
Richard, the money that you're spending is not on Arsenal. I was trying to identify. I'm going down for PSV this week. I've got the receipts. It's costing me £400.
Is that
That's train
as well? Yeah.
Yeah, train, hotel, train, hotel, ticket. It's cost me £400 to come down for that game. So, but that is not all Arsenal getting the money.
No, but if you're spending that sort of money, you're going to want to go and get something a bit more substantial than sitting in the stadium watching the football match, aren't you?
See, I'm going to come at it from a different angle. I appreciate, Mark, that you're spending a lot of money, right? Okay, I appreciate that. What did you say? Is that £400 all in? Is it?
It's all in. That's the train, hotel, and the ticket itself.
So that's £400 all in, right? Okay, which is a wedge. Yeah, it'd be a wedge for anybody to pay. But what makes it stink even more is you want to be there, yeah.
Yep.
But you don't get a chance in the ballot like everybody else does.
Absolutely not.
Do you see what I'm saying? So there you are. I can only use you as an example, mate. There you are spending £400 to go and watch the team that you love, right? And yet the ballot is supposed to be aimed at people like all three of us, really, because you live down in Portsmouth, don't you, Richard? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very similar to Mark. I 3 years I've been on the ballot, and I've not won a single ballot yet.
It's like if I came
same period.
If I came down from Newcastle, it's going to cost me possibly 100 quid cheaper than you, Mark, if I'm being absolutely honest with you.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, you're saying 400 quid all in, but it isn't all in, is it really, if you think about it? Because beers, food, you're probably touching 500 quid, maybe even 550 quid before.
No, absolutely. That goes with without saying. 100% does.
You know what I'm saying?
That goes without saying. But that doesn't make me a super fan, because there's people that fly in from Canada,
I get that.
America, etc., just to go to a game. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make me a super fan in any kind of way. But you're absolutely right. And also, I bagged myself today a ticket for Fulham.
Right.
On the first of April. I'm travelling down for that day as well, so it'll be a similar cost for me to go down.
Yeah.
But I promise you, I will not go in the club shop. I will not go in that club shop.
I know you won't.
Spend any money. I fucking won't.
I know you won't.
100%. I won't.
Because you feel that if you buy a top or any piece of merchandise, it's going in KSE's pocket.
100%.
You see, that's the thing with me, right? Okay, I bought this. See this one, right? This one here, the black.
I love that one. That's my best.
It's the best away kit we've done in years, right? I didn't actually buy it. It was bought for me for my birthday off a load of friends. They all clubbed together and got me it. Brilliant, right? I then bought the away shirt for this season. Cost 100 quid. 100 quid, right? Without me even without me even leaving my house. Okay. I understand where you're coming from, because you want to go and see a game. Don't get me wrong. I plan to come down with you in the future. Yeah.
100%.
Go and watch games. I want to watch games like you do. I want to have that experience. I want the Emirates experience. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is with me, right? And I'm old school, and I'm pretty sure Richard is. I can't speak for you, Mark, because you're slightly younger than us, right? But old school fans, every season you had two kits. You had your home kit, you had your away kit. Yeah, you didn't have all these training kits and the blooming tops they wear for warming up and the shell suit jackets that they wear for warming up. We didn't have none of that. Do you remember? I'm telling the truth, now, Rich. Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally you've always had preferred in case there was a tic tac or you clashed with a referee, but you never had a training kit and tracksuits warm jackets and all.
And the thing that gets me with that, Mark and Rich, right? I tell you this now, right? End of the day, right? Whoever's in charge of that. Someone's going to whoever's in charge of the kits, right? Or how it feels. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how it feels. Oh, we've got, I don't know, £10 million deficit that we've got to cover. I tell you what, we'll bring out a top. The thing is, though.
Well, it is all revenue, isn't it? It's all aimed at making revenue.
The thing is, right?
Club.
You take Mark as an example, okay? He's got two kids, right? He's got two kids, two great kids, right? They're Arsenal fans as much as he is. Let's say that for hypothetical reasons, right? So what does a dad usually do? He buys himself a kit and he'll buy his two kids a kit. Yeah? So you look at that. That's £100 for the dad, right? And say, how much is a kid's kit these days? Is it about 50 quid, is it?
50 quid.
Yeah. So Mark, the point I'm trying to make, and I'll try and get a bit quicker about it, right? But this is the point I'm trying to make, is Mark spends 400 quid to go down to a match, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, his kids get a free train ticket because they're kids, right? He spent 400 quid to go down with his two kids to go and see a match, right? He then have to buy kids tickets when he's at the game, so it'd be even more. He's then decided that, right, okay, I like the black kit or whatever kit's about. I'm going to get my two little ones one. That's another 200 quid on top of that. So you're looking at 600 quid, 700 quid. 700 quid for one game. Justify it.
So for a season, if Mark was to go to 38 games a season, I mean, some of them will be a bit cheaper than the 400 because they're a bit closer. But if you took it as the £400 ballpark figure, that's £15,200 a season. he would to
And how
attend
much is a
every
season
game.
ticket? Yeah,
I'm
but
not sure
you
at the
don't.
moment. The
You
current
don't have to give
prices.
us a figure, mate. The point is, justify it. Because Mark justifies it because he supports the club, but the club doesn't justify it to him.
But the point is that's got to be disposable
Well,
income,
yeah.
hasn't it? If you've got a wife, kid, and or partner and kids, that's got to
Have you
be.
got a spare? Have you
That's
got?
got to be. That's got to be disposable
Have you got a
income.
spare 15 grand, Mark? Have you?
No, I've not, but if I did, I'd give you, bro.
I know. No, but that, you see the point I'm trying to make, though.
No, 100%, 100%.
I mean, it's for any club. I'm not just saying this for Arsenal fans. How often do you feel like your club treats you like an idiot, Mark?
All the time, every day, every fucking day.
Just
I
so
wake
we-
up to do. I
just so
wake
we-
up to do. I wake up to new merchandise every single day.
Yeah. And just so we can go down there and shout Saka or Odegaard or Raya or whoever.
Yeah, appreciate them, but don't appreciate us. And that's what they're doing. But they're not doing it just to me. They're doing it to millions.
Oh yeah.
They're doing it to absolutely millions of fans all over the world. And again, this is why I come back. And I would like normally we'll have a couple of American guys on, giving their take, but I'll come back at this again. It actually insults me the way that this club treats us. It absolutely insults me. It insults me the way they treat all fans. These cronkies are hiding. They're over in America just doing whatever the fuck they want.
They're on some ranch somewhere looking at cattle. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like, come over, Arteta.
There's a disconnect, isn't
It's
there?
bad,
They're not.
bro. Did you see Nottingham Forest against Man City yesterday?
I saw that. I've got to be honest. I saw the
didn't
highlights.
watch it.
I
No.
didn't see the game.
I watched it. Do you know the owner? The owner of full time, he came up. Forest obviously won, and he's clapping, he's cheering, all the rest of it. He went straight downstairs from the whatever club level that is at Forest.
Yeah.
He went all the way down the stairs.
Yeah.
And he's standing right in the entrance to where the players get back into the changing room. And he's clapping every one of them, high-fiving every single one of them. Like, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
And I know it's money driven. Let's face it. Like, we need money to run a football club. But I know it's money driven.
Yeah.
But where's that at Arsenal? Where am I seeing that?
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go back to an earlier point in there as well. I think money's ruined the game, but that was done in the sort of early 90s to mid 90s, and it should have been. They should have put those processes in to cap the wage limit, cap the amount of the transfer fee, and now you've just got. You've got greedy owners, you've got greedy agents, and you can't blame the players for wanting the best deal for themselves to make the best life for themselves. So, but because of that greed in the early 90s, and we can make millions here. It's put the game in a ridiculous situation.
I mean, it's like with all these fair play rules now, with buying players and all this, right? Too little, too late. It's like the horse has bolted. Bring the rules in after the damage is done.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're going to move on. That was very, very interesting. Thank you for that, and thank you for keeping cool heads as well, because you could have lost it. Not that I would have minded. So, right, the PSV game. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. You know where I was on Tuesday night. I didn't see the game. I was at Wheelchair Rugby, which I've got to say, guys, absolutely loved it. Brilliant. But that's a different story. So you did a watch along, didn't you, for the PSV game?
Yes, we did. You're going to do a watch along again.
Cool. I'm going to stay quiet and let you two just tell us about the PSV game. in your own ways. If you want to take turns or just back each other up, whoever wants to. Richard, you start. Go on.
I mean, such a positive start straight from the start. Pressing well, speed of movement on the ball, off the ball, fluid, and PSV couldn't live with us. I mean, it was like we were watching something alien, and it was a pleasure to watch. And when you get, I think we sort of said that at half time, didn't we? We'd want them to come out and actually just rip PSV apart and go for the jugular, something that we complain they don't do enough to a team.
Mark, go on. Did you go?
Yeah, I'd agree totally. It was to go back to my point. Des is a brilliant host, by the way, and I have this ongoing joke. We always drop when Des is hosting this space, hosting the podcast. So, no, fairness, you did host Man City, but we were fantastic. I couldn't see it coming. I was expecting, right, Arsenal 1-1, get a 2-1, nick a 2-1, and we'll come out of this, and it's all good. And we were watching it and unfold, and they opened up, and we just fucking ripped them apart like there's no tomorrow. I mean, we didn't even have a striker. Like, Arsenal's problem is not being able to score goals. We didn't even have a striker on the fucking bench or on the field. Honestly, it was incredible to watch. It was a brilliant watch along in your absence, to be fair. It was an easy watch along to do, because when your team's smashing another team away from home in Europe like that, it was brilliant. Odegaard showed up. And I think Arteta, this is criticism I've got for Arteta, is, okay, if a team is going to come at you, you've got the beans and you've got the juice to break them down without a striker and go and do it. We saw this in the best ever side, in my opinion, in Barcelona. But however, it's not working in the Premier League, so you need to do something about that. But there was questionable decisions that were made, and let's face it, we're like, after 50 minutes of 2 legs, Arsenal are in the last 8 of the Champions League. And it really was like, yeah, I'm having it. But I will say, just for context, I did not go on the club website the following morning and buy anything.
That's fair enough. I on a personal note, I would just like to say that the insults were quite hurting and damning.
I did say you were a nice looking guy.
Oh, that makes it all right.
I'm sorry, you have to put up with me today.
Yeah,
I started the podcast in that manner.
Yeah.
I did say you were.
I'll be honest with you, I watched it afterwards because I wanted to see how you guys reacted and everything else, and like, it was good to watch. I mean, we do say this about this channel, about our watch-alongs. It's mates watching football as if we're down the pub and chatting. Yeah. With a little bit of commentary when we remember to do it. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's what I like about our watch-alongs is, and I'm not saying that other watch-alongs don't do this as well, it's totally off the cuff. It's reactionary to that second, to that moment, yeah, to that goal, to that free kick, to that foul, yeah. And I mean, I've got to ask you a question, Mark, before we carry on. At 7-1, was your furniture everywhere, or did you actually keep?
I was calm. Yeah, I kept telling Richard to put Sam mute because he was destroying it for the rest of the guys. But there was a couple of times during the watch along where I forgot to mute myself and so no furniture. I'm waiting to replace furniture anyway. I have to replace furniture.
This is a credit to you guys, because me and Richard love. I mean, we started the watch alongs just recently, didn't we? And me and Richard love doing them, right? But I've got to say, for someone who didn't see the match and could only watch the highlights, okay, because of circumstances, it was fun to listen to you lot and watch you, because obviously on YouTube I can watch you, yeah. But it was, if I'd have been in a car listening on a radio, or or in my house, just you guys on in the background, I would have absolutely loved it. And to be quite honest, I'm absolutely genuine. I would have been in hysterics. I really would.
It was good. It was good.
What was really good as well is, like you say, it wasn't an all English point of view. There was American lads on. Did Max come on as well? I can't remember. Did Max come on as well?
I think he did.
And he's in Australia, isn't he? And do you know what it was? It was, as I say, I'm repeating myself, but I have to. It was mates talking football and just enjoying the game, and you can't beat it.
It was beautiful.
Genuinely, Mark, you can't put it any other way, mate. It is a thing of beauty. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty about these shows, isn't it? We share each other's joy in the game, like PSV, and then we share each other's frustrations and anger in games like West Ham and
But what I also like as well, Rich, if I'm going to expand on that, is we all celebrate differently. None of us celebrate the same as each other. We all celebrate differently, or we not only do we celebrate differently, we rage differently as well. Yeah.
I'm starting to think you're putting this on me.
Well, I'm going to be fair. No, I'm not going to be rude to you, but I am going to be fair. I've got to honestly say this, right? You've got your own. Genuinely, you've got your own unique style, and no one. You cannot. Well, it is, passion. But you cannot be replicated, mate. You are one of a. It's like Daniel. Daniel's one of a kind. You are one of a kind. Richard, I don't know how he does it. He must not have a pulse, Richard. He seems to stay calm in everything, doesn't he? Are you a vampire? Richard? Are you a vampire?
It's practice. What I'm doing is I'm watching and analysing the game, so I'm not investing the emotion but I must admit, in the negative moments. In the positive, I'm allowing the positive to come out, because I know.
Please don't take
how that negative side.
Please don't take this as a dig, right? Because I know you well as well, right? But sometimes I just wish you'd do it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not to try and put you on a spot or nothing like that. It's just that you've got to let it out. You've got to let it out somewhere, mate.
That's why I've got a right arm like Popeye.
I just thought that was a funny camera angle. Do
you know something? I can take that joke so far.
I know.
Stop it.
I've got to be honest with you, Mark. I wasn't stepping on full gas there, if you know what I mean.
Bro, and he actually touched his hand, by the way.
Exactly. It's all right, mate. Richard, you're with family. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So I've got to ask you guys, what was your favourite goal out of 7? Calafiori for you. That was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why was that your favourite?
It was a toe poke from Odegaard that was perfection, and it was the run from a left back to get in, and the finish was just. That goal was underestimated. It was, and then you've got, I guess, the flip side to that, you've got Miles coming in, putting the ball through, touching off a defender, but through his legs. And even finishing off, but mine was Calafiori. I just think it was that's perfection. That is, that's Arsenal way. That is just pure, utter.
What was yours, Richard? Who was your favourite goal?
I mean, yeah, I can see where Mark's
I
coming
don't
from,
agree
because
with him.
that's-
Don't
yeah,
agree with him.
I can see where, but I'm going to take Ethan's, because that again was quite a special goal. I mean, if you take a look at those two goals, and those two players, they don't score ordinary goals, do they?
I mean,
They are special goals when they
I've got to be
score.
honest, right? For me, because it made history, it was the Skelly Ethan goal. But also, I was happy that Odegaard. I thought Odegaard had turned a corner the other night, Mark, because he scored a brace. All right, his second goal was a bit wimpy, but it went in. Do you know what I mean? And
Do you know what? It was a knockout goal. It was like that. It's not wimpy at all. It's actually deliberate and it's actually brilliant. There was a guy. What's his fucking name? I'm bad. Can't remember his name, but he played for Dundee United. But at the time, he actually played for Hibernian, and he hit a ball from like 40 yards out, and I'm not exaggerating. It was almost a halfway line, and he knuckled it, same as Odegaard did. So when Alfred Boric was in goal for Celtic at the time, and he knuckled it, and as the ball got to Alfred Boric, it was just moving like left, right, crazy. And Alfred Boric couldn't handle it, and it went in the back of the net. I will remember his name. Honestly,
yeah, you'll probably shout
will come
it
back
out
to me.
with 5 minutes to go, like, or something.
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah.
Did,
Or you'll wake up at
But,
3 o'clock in the morning and you'll go blah blah blah.
I'm going to phone. I'll just phone you at
Don't
3 in
you
the
dare
morning, Des.
kick it.
Sam, it was him. It was him that scored that goal. But no, he knuckled it. So Odegaard knuckled that ball, and it was beautiful. So the keeper was going for it, because of the way he knuckled it. It was moving all over the place, and the keeper almost dived out the way. Now, you can't blame him for doing that, because it's the way football is now, and football fans are very critical. I actually thought it was a really good goal. And Richard, I think at half time, if you remember correctly, I think I said I would like Odegaard to score, and I would like Trossard to score as well.
Yeah,
just to build the comp.
Yeah, and I went one further and said I'd also like to see Sterling score, didn't I?
Oh, you had to,
but you had to push the ball out, didn't he? Richard was up there pushing the fucking ball out. But
it was a great evening, right? Until Richard said, "I'd like Sterling to score," and then he had the caption. Then he knew he'd beat up.
I need to be able to clip it, so I could just cut it. Actually, not clip it, cut it. So I'm not embarrassing Richard. I did say that at half time that I'd like to see the White Trossard and Odegaard score, and within 5 minutes they've done it. It was, do you know what? It was beautiful, and do you know what? It was almost at a point where it reminded me of last season, when we went that 18 games, or the final 18 games of the Premier League, where we won 16, drew 1 on the Etihad, and then lost against Milan. It was that kind of display where we were just fucking destroying teams, and we've done it in some kind of way. And I don't want Arsenal to suck me back in, because I think this season's done. I still support them, of course I will. I'm still going down to a dead rubber game. I'll be down for a Premier League game. That means absolute zero in the first of April. And like we all would, it's not. I'm not a super fan. Like we all would. Des, you get the opportunity to go down there.
I'm going down, mate.
Yeah, and then when people would fly over, if if means were possible, they would fly over, even for dead rubber games.
I'd walk
they would
if I had to, Mark. I would walk. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a dead rubber, but I just got this hope that we go out and control it and try and score another 3 and 4 and make it like Bayern did to us when
I
they
was
were
about to say that. What was the score be Bayern? Was it 10-2?
10-2, yes.
I'd take that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we need to do more than the 10-2, and I think
You
that's
call it a
nearly
dead
impossible.
rubber, Mark, and I understand where you're coming from, right? But end of the day, right, it's an achievement. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing.
And
do you know this? Do you know the stat that I saw today, and I couldn't believe it, Des? And this was worth mentioning. Massively worth mentioning. It was on Sky this morning. Arsenal are the most consistent right now than they have ever been in the whole entire club's
and fans
history.
still aren't happy.
Arteta out.
I mean, and that's the point, isn't it? You've got Arteta and the manager. He is still breaking records as he's going along.
Exactly, Richard. And this doesn't make sense to me. See if it's like, again, Des, if I flip the question back at you, that I said earlier, if like you were my manager and like you failed, whose fault was it? So I'll flip it back at you. If you're the boss and I'm breaking all these records,
I've got to keep you on because you're good. You're good for business. You're good for business.
Exactly, 100%. It's like it's not
not rocket science, is it?
It's not. It's like it's not. This is a point that annoys me. This is a point that fucking annoys me.
But no, I agree.
I've got a question for you two, and whoever watches to put something in the chat. There's a valid argument to assess Arteta's tenure at the end of the season and to say you get rid of him. But what are you expecting? Are you expecting 100% guarantee that the manager that comes in wins you a Premier League, Champions League?
There's no guarantees, is there? That's my answer to it. There's no guarantees, and call me cynical, call me weak, call me whatever you want. I don't care. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Sorry. Yeah. Do you know what I find actually funny? And I'm trying not to get myself built up to it because I get too emotionally involved in Arsenal Football Club. I really do. It's like, no, I get too emotional with Arsenal. However, see the year that Di Matteo took Chelsea to a Champions League final and won it for them. It was the worst dog shit Chelsea side ever to fucking play the game. And I'm trying not to say this to myself. I'm trying to block it out. I'll speak to my therapist this week and I'll block it out to make sure it doesn't inbrain me in any kind of way. Can Arteta do this with this depleted squad?
And without a striker.
I'm trying to, Des. I'm trying not to go on that hill. I'm trying my damnedest not to go there. So
I'll tell you what. If we get to the final, you can guarantee he'll have Havertz out on the pitch and on crutches.
All I can say is this, mate. Right.
Unless it's not her Raheem Sterling, I don't give a fuck.
I'm a big believer in this. If you're still in something, you've got a chance. Yeah, it's like I play poker, or I used to play poker, right? And there's a well-known saying in poker: if you've got a chip, you've got a chair, which means you're still at the table. Yeah. Okay. So everybody's going, oh yeah. Well, I say everybody. Most of the people are going, oh, if it's Real Madrid, we're out. Yeah. Well, it could be Real Madrid.
You see, I don't agree with that because Real Madrid will give you chance.
I want Real Madrid. I want Real Madrid. I want Real Madrid rather than Atletico, and I've got a logic behind it.
Go ahead.
Right, the logic is Real Madrid have got the best attack in the world in my eyes. we've got the best defence in the world, in my
Okay.
eyes. We have the shittiest attack at this moment in time in the world, in my eyes. But they have the shittiest defence in the world, in my eyes. So it's a 50-50 game. Atletico have a good defence, good midfield, and a very good attack. So I actually think we come up against Atletico, we have less chance of going through. Real Madrid, I think it's a 50-50
For me, mate,
game.
I'll be honest with you. For me, I want Real Madrid. Because if we beat them without a striker, how embarrassing is it going to be?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Just think of that just think about that for a second. Let's just take a moment and think about that for a second. If we were beat Real Madrid without a striker, yeah. I mean,
could you imagine what this would do to European football if we put Real Madrid out without a striker?
But
honestly, I don't think anybody could imagine it. So I do actually want Madrid in the next. I want them in the last eight.
Do you know what it is?
So I'm saying Madrid because we're going to get Madrid.
I want to take on the best. I want Madrid because I want to take on the best teams and beat them.
Yeah,
they won't do a whole block against us.
No, they'll come at us with everything.
There's not many.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I think we've got enough
Liverpool, PSG. I mean, I'm not too fussed if you got to the semi-finals because PSG will attack you, Liverpool will attack you, and that's.
Do you know what?
I mean, there's been more satisfaction putting Liverpool out in the semi-final than PSG, but.
Do you know what? I actually think, see if we got past Real Madrid, I have more confidence, even with this Arsenal side, that we'll do Liverpool over 2 legs. I think if we get past the next round, we'll go to the final this year.
Who would you like to see in the final? Say it was Arsenal. Who would you like to see them against in the final?
Barcelona. I'd love to do them as well.
That's what I'd like, but I have this nightmare.
It's a nightmare, isn't it? It's a nightmare.
Yeah. Is that we get to the final.
Yeah.
And we get thumped by fucking Villa.
No, don't do that.
I've had that nightmare.
Ollie Watkins all over again. Stop it. Stop it, will you?
Popeye,
yeah. Stop flexing that one Popeye arm you've got, right? Yeah.
Honestly, he's Popeye from now on. Every show is Popeye style.
I'm just going to message Michelle and get her to get your spinach ready. All right. Right. Going on to just a slightly different topic now, guys. My MLS, Miles Lewis Skelly. He's nearly been sent off in 3 games this season. Does he have a disciplinary issue?
No.
Straight away, no. You're not even going to expand.
No. I could expand massively.
Please expand.
Keep that fire in your belly, my little man, and just keep doing what you're fucking doing. I love it. It has to be managed, and he'll learn, and he'll progress. You take that fire out of him.
Well, that kind of leads me to the next point, Mark, right? In a kind of funny way, because who is, for want of better words, who is holding his reins? Who is his guiding light in the club?
But I think that you've got Saka there, you've got Partey, you've got Jorginho, you've got massive players all the way around you. I'm going to tell you a player that went on to do great things, and I watched him in Scotland. Unfortunately, I keep mentioning the same fucking team, and I hate them. But Gattuso, I watched Gattuso. I watched him come through as a kid, and he had that fire and that edge about him. And Gattuso went on to win major trophies, and he went on to do really, really well in his career. I hated him 1,000,000%, but he just had that fire in his belly. Miles has got a smile on his face, and he's doing it, but he's got the same fucking attitude, and he has to. Richard, we all agreed against PSV. The first yellow card was never a yellow card. Second one was stone wall. He should have
And
been
he
off
was
the
lucky not
park.
to be off
The
the park.
referee didn't. Yeah, the referee didn't give it. Maybe he took it into consideration. Maybe he was a bit harsh on
Or
the
it was
first
too
one.
close together,
And then we spoke about again, because he wasn't Michael Oliver. Then we spoke about Arteta being able to manage it, and Arteta do the right thing, take him off and put Carl Fury on. He's a young kid, and we don't need to do that. And Miles went off the park with a smile on his face. He was okay. He understood why he was getting taken off the park. It wasn't like, oh, you subbed me after, I'm not sure what minute it was, maybe 27, 30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah, he didn't didn't have attitude, nothing at all. So for me, I want Miles I want him to keep that fire in his belly. The experience will come around him. He just needs to learn that fire.
Richard, has MLS got a disciplinary issue?
No, I think he needs to mature and learn once he's picked up, because players, you want your defenders to get yellows in certain situations when you stopping a player breaking through clear and taking one for the team, as it's called.
Strategic fouls, yeah.
Yeah, but once you get that yellow, you want them to play with a little bit more smarts and be a little bit more savvy with how they play. So, and that's something he'll learn. But I wouldn't change the way he plays
the game. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's where you get the best of him. I think if you ask him to change that, you might lose something.
Fair enough. Fair play. Fair comment. I just wondered what you guys thought about it, because, as I say, he's nearly been sent off. Well, he's been sent off in one, obviously was revoked. He's nearly gone off in another two. Does he? The reason I asked the question, basically, does the kid need to calm down a bit? But you came back with your answers, and I respect that. So I want to go on to something else now. I think this could be the last topic of the evening, guys, because I can't think of much more that we need to bring up. But the new director of football. The only I don't know much about the guy, if I'm absolutely honest with you. But the question I can only ask about this guy is, what difference is he going to make, and how, in your opinions, how much different is he from Edu? Go on, Mark. I'll let you go first, mate.
Yeah, do you know what? He's very, very strong character. It's an interesting topic. He's a very strong character at the football club, and one I'm grateful that's coming in. He worked under Simone, so he.
Oh, I think we've lost Mark.
He can deal with a manager. He's made some amazing signings. He's sold massively, and he is fucked up massively as well.
Well, that's the territory, isn't it?
It is the territory. So, like, to put it in a nutshell, he fucked up on Joao Felix. The price of Joao Felix was horrendous. He did get 60 million back for him, but I think that the fee was 110, 120 million.
Yeah, I think it was 120, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was a major fuck up. However, he did bring through players like Rodri.
Right. Okay.
Etc. And not brought through, but he ended up selling Rodri to City for, I think,
David Silva.
David Silva, yeah. So there's something massive there. What I've seen today is that I don't know how true it is, but he wants certain players. He's a very good friend of the biggest scout, the biggest agent in world football, who's Mendes, Arsenal have got connections to him anyway. But Mendes controls the contracts like a lot of the top world-class players, and he has a very good relationship with him. So it's an interesting appointment. It's an absolute interesting appointment. And
would you say the future's bright, Mark?
yeah, I would. I think so. I think for me it is. For me it is. The other National Football Club, just my thinking. I think it is because no longer can people come in and say Arteta's in charge of transfers, because this guy is not that guy. He's in charge of the transfers. So if Arsenal Football Club sign a Vieira, then it'll be on him. Right. He'll be accountable for that, not Arteta.
Right. Okay.
So for me, I'm happy. I'm very happy at the appointment. But if I'm trying to give a positive and a negative towards them, then that would be my take.
Fair enough. Richard, your thoughts on it, mate?
Very interesting. Because it's not. And possibly a little surprised because I was expecting Ato to get he's sort of more of a yes man, but this guy, he's got an eye for a bargain, but he isn't afraid to spend big if he on the right players, and he does well on the selling side as well, and he's had hits and misses. We all I don't think you look at a sporting director that hasn't, but he has a good track record, and he's done well. If you look at what Atletico did under him, they've won the Copa del Rey, they won the La Liga with him as sporting director, and yeah, he's not going to get everything right, and it's not all going to be roses and champagne, but he might be able to find those couple missing pieces for us to get us to the next to our next title.
So, how much different from Edu is he? Is he better? Is he as good, or is he worse, or what? I mean, he can't be worse, can he?
No,
I think he's got a better connection.
Yeah.
I think he's got a better network of connections, whereas Edu looked at Brazilian players and those leagues that he knew, like the Portuguese and etc. And he may be a little bit narrow-sighted, whereas I think this guy's got a world view, and he's got pies in plenty, and it might even open up the Spanish market for us as well.
It's going to. That's
Nico Williams, come on over. Nico Williams.
This is the thing. It will 1,000,000% open up the Spanish market for Arsenal.
I mean, and you've got to remember, Edu, those were the people he could communicate with, like the Brazilian leagues. You know,
Portugal as well.
What you just said, Richard, that was his channel in. Do you know what I mean? And if that means that we're getting Nico Williams, because this guy knows how to get it done, as an example, it leads to this question to you guys. Do you believe how much stronger is our chances? And I've got to say chances because nothing's guaranteed. But how much stronger are our chances now for getting the 5 players that we're meant to be getting in the summer? Go on, Richard. I'll let you go first.
I think they're strong. I mean, where I look at is, can we get 100 million for Martinelli to Saudi, or a decent value for him to a European club?
What would you call decent value? What would you call to a European club? What would you call decent value? Mark, I'm going to ask you the same question in a minute, so think about it. Yeah,
I'd be looking at 60 million euros, so about €65 million, so around about 50 million pounds because of his injuries and this year's the last couple of seasons form hasn't been spectacular. Anything over his market value.
Okay. So you think we're pretty strong at getting the 5 players that we have supposedly shortlisted? So let's go. It's Nico Williams, Zubamendi, Sesko. Who are the other 2? I've had a mind fart.
No, there's Hato, who's in the Greece league, I believe.
And there's a goalkeeper. Is there not a goalkeeper as well?
No,
Yeah,
Garcia is
Garcia.
another one. Garcia is
So let's just say that's the 5 for now, because as I say, I've had a brain fart. Right. For Arsenal to bring, going on previous windows, for Arsenal to bring 5 players in is almost unique. Would you not agree, Mark?
Yeah. Do you know what I think? I think, and what I've been reading, we need to spend.
Hold on a minute. I have to stop you there for 1 second. You can read.
No.
Well, you just said you've been reading. So.
Sorry. I've been listening to audiobooks.
Oh, that's better.
Dickhead, someone had to come for me this week, and it's going to be I hope you trip up when you go down the stairs, bro.
You look at it, right?
So I've been reading, we're needing, it's not like 5 players, we're needing 6 or 7 for the squad, and so it's a massive summer. We could be talking in the region of 300 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you look, right, Williams is 45 million release clause.
I'm glad you said that. I thought you meant 45 years old.
You've got Sesko round about 65 million is his gentleman's agreement with Leipzig. There's 110, and I think Zubamendi's round about the 50 million.
I was going to say Zubi's about the 50 mil, isn't he?
So that's 160 on those.
And is it?
Juan Garcia was about 25 million. We refused to pay last time.
Is that the
he's going to be about the same this time round.
Right.
So there's 180 on 4 players alone.
So this Spanish keeper, is he coming in as a number 2?
He's coming in as a number 2.
No, he's coming in to challenge.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
You got to remember, right? Within two to 3 seasons, he'll be number 1, dependent on Raya's performances.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay.
He is a decent keeper from what I've seen of him. But
How much longer is Raya's contract until it ends? Is it that? Have we got that 3 years covered by Raya?
I think that's 3. I think Raya's got 3 years left with a possible extension of a year, but again, that depends on both parties.
We need Raya to fucking sign a new contract. That's without a doubt. What's his age, Richard?
How old is Raya? How old is he?
28, I think. 27, 28.
Young.
Yeah. I mean, keepers can go on longer now as well, can't they?
Yeah. Raya's outstanding. He's fucking outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, you've only got to look at
that leg save. Look at that leg save he made today.
Yeah.
And then he did that one where he saved it, and the spin was taking it into the net, and he still stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. He's done that against Pablo as well, the double save. Raya's outstanding. He's not our issue whatsoever.
I just want to go back. I just want to go back to something, guys. I've just had a thought. Right, Richard was on about his Champions League nightmare that we get Aston Villa in the final. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's an even bigger nightmare would be Aston Villa in the final with Michael Oliver being referee.
Oh, that'll not happen.
I don't think they do that. I think UEFA have a protocol that if there's an English team, it's got to be a foreign referee.
Do you know what I would do? I'd bring the old the old Italian lad back out of retirement. The hills have eyes. You know,
I'd
Colucci.
quite happily have Trossard's brother.
Yeah.
Or even the guy we had against PSG. He didn't have a howler that night.
So, guys, right, we've covered everything tonight. I don't really want to do a short show, but is there anything that you guys can think of that we need to talk about?
No, I'm good, bro. I'm
No, I
good.
think excellent. I think we've covered almost everything for the week, haven't we? Really?
See, I'm used to having six. I'm used to having 6 people here, and everybody like,
Arguing.
Well, not so much arguing, but some people take longer to get to their points than others. Do you know what I mean? And that's not having a go at anybody.
I've got one thing.
Quick. Otherwise, I can mute you.
Right, I'm going to get a bit closer to the camera. I did something in tribute for Mark earlier. I printed a little dwarf mini with a bagpipes.
Right, you need to come over to the right. That's it. That's better. Mark, that's uncanny. It looks like you.
I don't want to be offended or happy. I love it.
I can sum it up in 3 words.
I just got to figure what colours to do it.
Grey and boring. That's Mark to a T.
Yeah. Brazilian, right. Richard, can I? That is fucking terrible, by the way. Richard, if you may, Brazilian football strip on him and a Scottish face.
Yeah, like William Wallace.
Yeah.
Can I
William Wallace and Gabriel on the back. Gabriel on the back.
If I was to do tartan on the bagpipe, what would be your card?
Oh, I got married in like the solitaire. So if you look up the solitaire, because I don't family history and stuff, and I didn't go with it. Go for the solitaire. Just look up the solitaire. It's the most beautiful tartan out there.
Okay,
no, the McLeod tartan.
The McLeod is fucking garbage, bro. It is
the McLeod tartan is amazing, mate.
Is it? Fuck. If it was still amazing, you stop being the Highlands. You stop being the fucking Highlands. You're not. You're in Newcastle, bro.
Wait.
You gave up on your family heritage.
McLeod of a McLeod clan.
Hold on a minute. No, hold on a minute. Hold on. What? I did what?
You gave up on your family heritage, bro.
Oh, did a bollocks.
You should be wearing a skirt up in the Highlands right now, but you bottled it. You fucked off to Newcastle. You fucked off to Newcastle. I'm still fighting strong in my country, but you've deserted us.
I'll leave it out.
No. Come for me, bro.
No. My family are from the Isle of Skye, mate. I am a Highlander, whether you like it or you don't. So
well, go get the kilt back on and go back to the Isle of Skye. Isle of Skye is the most beautiful place in the whole of Scotland.
It's gorgeous.
It's the most most beautiful place in the whole of Scotland.
I'll be honest with you. I want to go.
And he bailed out to go to Newcastle.
I look. Just leave me alone, all right?
For a bird that thinks football shit.
Yeah, well, can I just say, I want to go to a place in Skye called Twat.
You get there one day.
Yeah, I will. Me and you will be stood by the signpost, mate, one day. Oh, by the way, talking about my missus saying that football's shite, she's going to do some shite T-shirts. All right,
and the North Bank T-shirts.
I'll get one sent down to you, Richard. I'll get one sent. Well, next time I see you, Mark, right? And we'll wear them on the Big Sunday show.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Right, guys, I am going to end it there because it's been an absolutely brilliant show. Even though there's only been 3 of us, as I say, there's usually 6 of us. But it's the diehards that are here as always. So thank you very much. We've had up to 83 watching. Appreciate it. If you could give us a like, a subscribe, and a share, that would be brilliant. And next time, if you're watching, because we'd like you to come back, join us in the chat. You know what I mean? So come and be part of this because it's a laugh when we are 3 lads, all different parts of the country, but we love the Arsenal. Plain and simple. That's the one thing we've got in common. Yeah.
Some of us like Scotland and love Scotland more than others, but we'll leave that for a
Yeah.
different show.
But also, some of us are short and ugly. So, you know.
Sam, what do you think of football?
Chase.
No, God. On that note, right, I'm going to beg you all a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. I think the next one is a watch along on Wednesday with me and Richard. I hope.
Yeah, for the first half at least, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So see you all on Wednesday.
We will join in. I'll join in from the Emirates, guys.
Oh, that's it. Rub me nose in it because you can be there. Great, thanks. Right, on that, guys.
I'm a prick, bro.
I know that, mate. Don't tell us something we don't already know. But guys, thank you for your contributions tonight. Been a great show. Thank you very much. Have a great week, Gooners. Take a great week, Gooners. Take care of yourself. We're out of here. Peace.